try not to talk about this bitch, Maia Campbell. You know what I mean? Because I want to save it for a real show when I can sit down and really get some help with this shit. You know, I'm going to always love Maia because I understand, you know, she's mentally ill. But at the same time, I don't want nobody to think that they're going to have an opinion superior to mine. Because that was my worst best friend. Worst best friend, if you can understand what I just said. So like I say, you know, when somebody, even though you don't, a lot of people don't understand, even though you may not fuck with nobody for no more, when you sit back and you think about all the intellectual property that you have, I mean, autographed pictures and shit, signed, I mean, all of these things that came from me. I did these, this was when she came out from the rehab. I went to the rehab place and I made her look like this. And see, now she coming out in this show with Queen Latifah. She got that job because of me and her former manager. And I ain't gonna say no more. I'm gonna say whatever. I'm not. The only reason why I'm talking about myself and not other people's because I don't know if they want to be mentioned for it or not. But at the end of the day, you know, you see shit coming from Maia Campbell address. I'll take half of it out. But you know what I mean? And so I need somebody who can auction this shit off or help me with the book that I have with her because I'm not interested in dealing with her. But at the same time, I have, you know, streams of revenue, basically, because even though I think some of this stuff is a little crazy, but this is the stuff that she drew and she did thinking of me when she was in the mental institution, okay? The whatever you call the place. And you know, if you look at it like this, yeah, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, it's art. If you put it in a frame, it becomes art. So I need somebody, because I got my own shit going on. And, you know, there's a video. It's called, what's his name? Maia Campbell and Rhoda Controversy. And there's a video. I'm gonna frame this. I'm gonna frame all this or whatever. All this is not gonna be on my brand new walls. I'm just saying, but I'll put one or two of them up so y'all get the point. Cause you know, people will walk in your house and they'll be like, they think that because you're not talking about these people or because you don't get along with them half the time, you know, that you don't have any connection to them. That's just like the Jimmy Castle bunch and my father. My father don't have to be nowhere near the group. He gets royalties. You know what I mean? Like people were set up in different ways, but people will be like, oh, you don't do much with the group. And they don't realize that you wrote all the music or you wrote half of the music. You know what I'm saying? Because they really don't understand your place in music history. So, but my purpose, you know, was in doing this was I'll never really be able to get what I want being in Queens. It's not going to work out. Because I understand people love me and I love them. I'm honored that, you know, people love me and want to be a part of my life. But they don't know what the fuck to do. They don't know how to help me. They don't want me to be around people who are more affluent than them. So I got to take it to TV where I could get the right people who are in position to help me out. Because having this type of stuff and then you meet the street dude and he's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do with that? I could screenshot that, put that on sweatshirts and put, you know, help mental illness or save mental illness or I don't know what kind of whatever I could come up with. Something, you know, start a little charity in her name. It doesn't matter what she like or what she don't like. I'm doing what the fuck I want to do because she put me in position to do all of that. If she want me to make money but she don't want me to make money, then she's walking around telling people she don't know me. I don't know. It's just too much crazy shit. And I don't want to be bothered with that because I have too much going on. But but it feels so good to finally be finished with construction. And you're never really finished. I'm not really finished. I'm just I'm finished with for right now. You know, it's just that when I was in California for the past like 10 years, and so when I was doing stuff and styling people, I would you know, send clothes back and send stuff back. And before you know it, my father's collecting stuff. And then he tried to paint the house while I was gone. Disaster. Okay. It was horrible. He was, you know, trying to fix it up. And then it was just a mess. So I said, listen, for the people we are, it don't look like who we are up in here. So it's making life harder. So I had to renovate the house. And I just wanted it. And I have tenants and stuff like that. So that way when I'm not working, it's not that I'm not doing real estate. It's that when I was doing real estate in Westchester, I was on TV once again. You know, I was on cable advertising and all of that. So I had people just coming to me for deals. And plus my family, a lot of people don't know that, you know, we're politicians. A lot of my family, I don't talk about who some of my cousins are because they're super, super, super uber wealthy. You know what I mean? And it's dangerous out here. And then they're super powerful, you know, so I don't discuss who they are. But, you know, so in Mount Vernon, I had all the Abyssinian Baptist Church, you know, all these type of, you know, organizations and Secretary of State and all these other people, you know, and I used to, you know, sell real estate out there. But now that I'm in Queens, I don't know, it's like Caribbean, and I'm not Caribbean, so I don't think they really fuck with me, but I don't know. They want to hire you if you're Caribbean, I don't know. All I know is I just wanted, you know, to... more music. I just wanted to hook up this house because, you know, I had some of my friends from Hollywood, they want to come through, and the space was not allotted right. Like 2 bedrooms I had just for fur coats, just for shoes and pocketbooks, and I was like, no. And, you know, I got family that want to stay, like one of my cousins stay with me now, but she live upstairs. I got the whole downstairs. So, you know, I had all these people that wanted to come over, and the way my father had it hooked up, it wasn't, you know, functional for that. So you know, I haven't had time to really date, you know. I haven't had time, you know. It's not that I don't know what to do or where to go with stuff like that, you know. I just didn't have time because, I mean, I must have spent like $30,000 in like the past couple of months. You know what I mean? Like, you would really be surprised how much, I mean, the paint alone in here, to get 14 karat gold paint, you know, I mean, you know, with gold leafing, and that shit is expensive. The paint alone came out like $600. And then when you hire these guys and they come in here and they fuck shit up because, you know, you're not dealing with business people. You can't afford the business people. But then at the same time, you know, even no matter if you're a contractor or not, guys don't really give a fuck because they're not conscious of how they project their image. You know, they just want to get money. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes I don't get paid. All that shit I did with my girl. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't get paid. You got to prove yourself. Ain't nobody going to just come in, stop paying they car notes. Or I don't have a car note, but I don't have no bills. But I mean, like, I gotta buy furniture, you know what I mean? I gotta buy a stove, or I gotta buy this. I gotta get $6,000-$7,000 worth of dental work. Like, ain't nobody paying you to do shit, and you don't have no goddamn market your damn self. So if you're doing something and you want to get on, and I make money, you make money, but ain't nobody gonna stop doing what they doing to pay you. And we don't even know what kind of work or whatever you do. And everybody, I ain't never met a man who didn't think he was the greatest at whatever the fuck he do. You know what I mean? And obviously you're not, because it took 45 of them. I had one, I'm not even going to say which one it is, because he on Facebook, waiting for me to say something. I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm going to act like you didn't do the nigga shit you did. Come up in the motherfucking house, put the doors on fucking backwards. I just want the reaction from y'all. You know what I mean? Put the door on backward, you know, so you open up the boiler room, and if it's a big heavy-set man, and men are heavy-set, so they're not really focused on how they, you know, open up a door, and you bust the fucking boiler, that's a couple of thousand. He's like, then, and to get inside, because the boiler room is the smallest room, obviously, because if it took up real estate space, we could use that for out here, instead of, so you gotta be, if you gain 4 pounds, don't gain 2 pounds. To get in the door, you gotta go in like this, and you gotta open the door, and you gotta slide in to go around like this, okay, so that you could turn the light on over here. And he want us to do that to open up the fucking door, because he don't want to come back and fix the damn door. Where in the fuck do they do that at? Now, and then after that, you know, he did the light on the ceiling or whatever, right? I didn't say your name, so don't get fucking mad, but I'm going to tell all this nigga shit y'all do. Because every one of you swear that, you know, oh, it's me. Okay, we're going to let my father tell you about how he feel about it tomorrow, since you think it's just me. Because I can't, 49 guys, come on. Coming in here, doing all of this, come on. So then I asked him, to fix the light, only because I'm not trying to add it into the price, you know what I mean? Because I'm already doing as much as I can do. But you can't see, you paint in the fucking dark. Some things you're going to have to do for free just to make it better for you. I don't want to have to teach you that much. That's just way too much for me. And then I'm going to get nasty. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So then, after he does the light, he puts all the light. I wanted the dimmer, I wanted the lights on 2 different tracks. So that it's sexier. I don't want the whole light always on when I want to turn the light on. I want it, it's alright, I'll fix it again. See what I'm saying? Now that calls for me hiring somebody else to come, because now I got to pay for the same job 5 and 6 and 7 times, you know what I mean, and 2 and 3 times. So then after he does the light in the ceiling, he leaves the tools inside the ceiling. He left the fucking hammer and he left the tape in the fucking ceiling. And I'm supposed to be alright with this shit. And then I get on Facebook, they be like, yo, why is Rhoda always mad? I'm never mad. I'm a happy bitch. I ain't getting my shit together. I am never mad. When I see you sons of bitches, I get fucking mad. That's why I stay to myself, because I'm like, so I'm thinking like, well, what if a squirrel or something come? You know how sometimes in the winter time they be trying to get and move the hammer a little close to the, and I fucking blow up down in this bitch. You know what I mean? But I'm supposed to be all right with this because he don't want to spend 15 minutes. So now I tell him to come back to fix the door so that it's the right way, because we told him not to do it that way to begin with. But he didn't want to be told what to do from a bitch. So I said, okay. So now I got to call my father downstairs, and I got to tell my father, this is how I got to clown you niggas. Yes, I want you to understand how I got to clown you. I got to tell my father, you tell him that. It doesn't matter that I'm the boss and I'm paying you. I got to tell my father to tell you, because you don't have a problem being corrected by him, but you got a problem being corrected by me. Oh, this is the Breath of Fresh Air show, and we going in, and I think that's enough.